This is the story of my interview. Keep in mind, right? I am someone who has studied at. I have studied in this school at the NFTS. It's a very, 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 very prestigious, very, very, very crazy school. Blah blah blah. Right? Actually, if you go, what the fuck is this? You can find me there in the alumni. Maybe I shouldn't DDoS myself. But basically, I went there. After that, I shot my first movie. The first movie plays in theaters and festivals, and it does pretty good. It's an indie film. It does good. And I'm in the process of writing my second film. I'm trying to get funding for that. And this is right when the Harvey Weinstein thing is happening. So like 2018, something like that. And my story was a story about like male sexuality. So basically, suddenly, like all the companies I was talking to develop the script and stuff, they were like, ugh, not the time to talk about this, right? Because obviously everyone was super sensitive about cinema, sexuality, harassment, and all these things. And the movie was kind of obscure, right? So basically, that kind of like stops everything for me. And I'm just like, okay, I'm waiting to see what happens. They're asking me to change the script. They're asking me to make it from the woman's point of view and this and that. And I'm like super struggling. Should I do it? Should I not do it? This is not the story I want to tell, but this is a story that is going to give me money, blah, 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 right? Eventually, I go like, you know what? Whatever. I'm still going to fight for my second movie. And I'm just going to do things on the side so I can make money and whatever, right? So I think, hey, you know what I could do? I could just look for jobs that are movie related, right? So I'm still, I'll work at the cinema. I watch movies, like I'm fucking Tarantino working at a fucking video club or some shit. And, I can do that in the mornings or in the afternoons or whatever. And then during the day, I'll work on my film and boom, cool. And I get to see films for free. I get to eat popcorn. I'll talk about movies on day. It sounded good, right? So I applied to there was an opening to work in this cinema, the Piccadilly at Leicester Square in Piccadilly, right? It's this cinema here. Like this, I don't know. It's like a fancy cinema. That's the cinema, right? Can I fucking see the images? Fucking hell. It looks like this from the street, right? Like this, whatever. There's a lot of cinemas in there, right? So there's a job opening, right? And Cineworld London job opening. So basically, I've been blocked. Okay, that explains a lot. So basically, there's like again a job opening for like working at Cineworld, and I applied. And for those who don't know, applying to jobs in the UK, I don't know if it's the same in other places, but in the UK it was an absolute nightmare. You had to do like a fucking online interview. They send you fucking IQ test and math and logic test. I'm not exaggerating. They send you at least like 2 tests before you even get an interview, right? And the test is like, they're asking you, like, like when you're in school and they send you this little like, hey, if this is this and this and this and this is this and this, what is the next one? And you go, this and this. Like, bro, I'm gonna sell popcorn. What the fuck are you on about, bro? Like, I'm in this job because I'm retarded. Like, why are you like? And again, it's extremely competitive. Tons of people go to London. Again, it's crazy, right? I have other stories about this for Sainsbury's, which is like a supermarket. Like, it's horrible, right? Okay, so I do pass the online test, both of them. So I do the online test and I do the online, the IQ thingy and the personality thingy, because they have 2 tests differently, right? So I pass those tests, and then they tell me, okay, you have an interview on Monday at 10 o'clock, right, in the morning. I said, perfect. And I live near the river on what was that? Fuck. Let's see. London. I don't even remember. Dude, it's been so many years. How the fuck did I lived in? What was it called? Maps. I lived in near Hammersmith, basically. I live very near Barnes Bridge, right? Let's just say I always walked past this thing. So I used to live very near here, right? And directions from Cineworld. Okay. So, yeah, my ass. It was more like this, what I did, right? So it's like a 1 fucking hour commute, right? It's fucking London. It fucking sucks, okay? And 1 hour, my fucking ass. Maybe 1 hour now at the midnight. Like if you do like fucking like I don't know, whatever the fuck. It was like a fucking 2 hour commute. Don't let this thing fool you, right? Okay, I don't have any money. I spend money on the fucking ticket for the train to go there on the subway. I dress with my black shirt. I'm all bottomed up. I'm nice for the interview. I've done research. I've looked at what movies they're screening, what are the directors, what are the times, what are the menus. I've looked at, hey, do they have combos for family combos? I literally study the fucking entire like option they have in the bar. I know everything, right? I know the prices. I know everything about the cinema. I think, nice, I'm gonna get a nice interview, and they're gonna know that I'm a smart guy, and it'll be easy, right? I'll get the job, boom, right? Easy. Okay, so I arrived there, right, pretty early, chilling with my shirt, and I see there's the door of the cinema, and I see that there's like people entering, right? A lot of people entering, and I'm like, huh. I guess I'm gonna enter myself. This is like 10 minutes before the interview or whatever. And then when I enter, I realize inside of the building, inside in the cinema lounge, there's, without exaggerating, 100 people, right? I'm like, holy fuck! There's one opening. I was like, holy fuck! And you have everything, right? You have a fucking guy who looks like he's just landed from Sri Lanka, that literally just wearing his fucking things. You have a mom carrying his child, like fucking feeding him. You have teenagers. You have like nerd guys. You have literally the entire society is represented in there, right? I'm like, well, all right, let's try. Let's try to get the job. I think maybe they're gonna interview us one by one or whatever the fuck, I was like, all right. So then Piggy, I'm gonna call her Piggy because I don't remember what she's called, so I'm just gonna call her Piggy. Piggy looks exactly like this, basically. She's like skinny jeans, right? Big fat belly, soggy tits, yeah? Big fucking lips, big fucking eyebrows, like every classic UK person. This is Piggy, basically, right? This is what she looks. She looks like, in The Simpsons, the shotgun, or the makeup shotgun. She looks exactly like that, right? And she's wearing like sparkles or some shit. Yeah, I don't know. She looks exactly like something from Jersey Shore, right? I was like, nice. I kid you not. She is the boss. She is the manager, right? And with her, there's two mini piggies, which they're like Piggy, but younger, skinnier, and as ugly, right? Also, big eyebrows, big lips, tits out the wazoo, and I don't know if it was a cinema or a strip club at that point, but I was like, okay, let's go for it, right? Don't judge a book by its cover. So we enter the fucking room, right? It's a big fucking room. It's the 4D room at Cineworld, right? 4D room, yeah? And it's like a big screen, yeah? And everyone sits down, right? So imagine it's like the cinema is like this, right? With all the little chairs, yeah. And there's the big monitor here, and then in front of it, it's Piggy and her little mini piggies, yeah. You could see the eyebrows from here still, right? So actually, fucking and the lips, impressive, and the socket tits. Everything is very visual. I have them encrypted into my memory, right? And then everyone goes into the chairs, and I think I'm like almost at the end, just because everyone like rushes into it, so I can't really get a good split. I'm like around here, right? Around here. And suddenly the screen opens, the projector opens, and there is a green thing, a red thing, a yellow thing, and like a blue thing. And here are like written like questions, right? And then as soon as the projector opens, the little piglets start doing a jet maneuver, you know, like they're fighter planes, where one goes to this side and the other one goes to the other side. Insane. And they're carrying little bags, right? Full of M&Ms. This really happened, okay? So they start giving M&Ms to everyone in the... we're talking 100 people. So everyone gets their fucking M&M, which are these colors, right? And then Piggy starts talking and says, well, hello, guys. Always fucking annoying as shit voice, right? Like, hi, guys. You know what I'm fucking talking about, so I'm gonna stop pretending I know how to imitate her, and you just figure that out, yeah? The questions reveal themselves on the next diapositive, right? The questions are, if you were a superhero, what superhero would you be? If you went back to the past, where would you go? What is your favorite food? What is a question? Stupid, retarded ass questions, right? If you had a superpower, what superpower would you have? Things like that. And then basically they told us, okay, so you're gonna tell the person next to you, and I look next to me. You're gonna tell them what, depending on the color you got, you're gonna answer the question, but then the other person has to answer for you in front of everyone. And next to me, new character, guys, new character, we're just gonna call him James, okay? This is how James looks. This is James. It's like a mix between a moose and like a bear. I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, he is not. Hey James, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, bro. And he speaks like this. He speaks like this, right? Okay. I just said, what can go wrong? I have to work with James. He's next to me, right? So the question I have is like, if you had to go back in time, what time would you go to? And I said, hey, you know what? I like dancing, so probably I would go to the 80s, you know, to see what it was like, you know, maybe show some moves. I don't know. I tried to give a funny answer. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I said, so, you know, I would love to see how is the world without phones, good music, you know, good movies. I don't know. The 80s are cool, right? Whatever. And then it's his turn, and he has the same M&M as me. He also has the question, what would you do? Where would you go if you went back in time? And this is his answer. I kid you not. I would go back to John F. Kennedy's assassination to find out who did it and reveal the conspiracy. That's serious. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, okay. Okay. Okay, so I kid you not, everyone starts, you have to stand up and you have to introduce your fucking companion, right? Your fucking partner. And then you have to say, hey, this is Joan, and he would like to go back to the Stone Age to see dinosaurs. And everyone claps. And then the next person goes and see. So we go through the people. All the answers are absolutely retarded until we get to myself and James. Okay? So I start speaking, and I try to make it nice for James. You know, I don't know. I feel a bit bad for the guy. He's like I don't know how the fuck this guy managed to get out of his house and get to the interview. So I said, you know, James is quite a, you know, he's a bit of a detective. You know, he wants to find out what happened when JFK was assassinated. So he would like to go there to unveil the truth, right? And everyone says like, ha ha ha, you know, and people are kind of like, what the fuck is that answer? Ha ha ha, you know, lol lol lol, right? And now James is gonna speak. And he literally says this. Well, this is Joan, and he would like to go to the 80s to party and do drugs. He literally said this. I was like, wait, I mean, I just said I wanted to dance. And Piggy, I can feel Piggy stare, you know, the enrage timer, you know, fucking enrage timer of Piggy. Like, I don't think she found it funny, you know. I don't know why the fuck James said I wanted to go back to the 80s to do drugs. Which, I mean, maybe he was right, but I never said anything about it. But you can imagine, like, I remember looking at him. And the guy didn't even look at me, you know. The guy was like dead serious, looking front, and I tried to make eye contact, and he was like, you know, like what the fuck? I said, oh man, this can. I mean, okay, these fucking English people, they like doing some role play. I get it, right? I get it. Now we're gonna get to the interviews, right? Now we're gonna get to the interviews. Again, keep in mind, at this point, I'm asking myself, what the fuck am I doing here? Why the fuck am I wearing a shirt when this guy is wearing a E.T. the fucking alien shirt, right? Or the Goonies, or whatever the fuck he was wearing. Like, he looks like he's come out of a swamp, right? And I'm like bottomed up in a shirt, like it was gonna be a formal interview, right? I'm like, oh my god, like what am I doing here? And like fucking Peggy keeps talking about M&Ms and bullshit and superhero powers, and I think she says something retarded like, oh yeah, my power would be to fly because I want to I want to be able to fly like a bird. I was like, all right, everyone claps. Piggy, okay. The little piglets come back. The piglets come back, and you think, okay, maybe now the interview is gonna start. Right? Nope. We are gonna do poetry. Okay. Careful with the flash gun. Guys. So now we go back, right? Now we have to make groups of 5 people, right? So now we're back at the cinema. Pig is still there, right? She's getting uglier. And rage timer, you know? Socky tits. Boom. Okay, so Pig is still there. Yeah, this is still the job interview. Okay, I'm not kidding. This is still the job. I wish I recorded this, bro. So we have to make. This has been 20 minutes, by the way, already, right? We have to make groups of 5 people that they make, right? Groups of 5 people, and then the next diapositive plays on the screen, and it says you have to make a poem. Right? Using 3 word letters, including the word Cineworld. Okay, so I'm like, okay, whatever. Okay, we have to take this serious. Okay, so in my group, we have some guy that looks as frightened as me, and he looks actually pretty smart, and I think he looked like we could be friends, you know. He was my ally, you know, like, you come here. So there's this guy who looks cool, us, and then the other people. Honestly, I don't even know how they could manage to breathe without like choking on their own breath. It was absolutely, I don't know, like they weren't human. I don't know how to explain it. I remember there was a guy, there was like a black guy who had like trainers or some shit, and every time he opened his mouth, he would say something like, you would talk about mayonnaise, and he would say, "Yeah, but I like the weather," right? I don't know, like whatever the fuck. Then there was a girl that I think she was just falling asleep and didn't say anything, basically. And then there was like a girl with very, very curly hair, and I don't really remember what she did, but she probably wasn't that interesting. Or otherwise, she would be added into the story, right? Okay, so the piggy speaks again and says, "You guys have 5 minutes, right? And the group who makes the longest poem will have a prize." And holy fuck, we get to work. Dun, 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 dun. And then, again, I'm gonna try to use ChatGPT to illustrate kind of what happened. But basically, write a poem using only 3 word letters. Include also the word Cineworld. Yeah, it was something along talk about a cat and a rat. I remember it was a cat and a rat. Okay. Yeah, it was something like this, basically, right? So the cat and the cat saw the rat ran far, cat did the run, fun fat the Cineworld. It was something like this. We managed to get, okay, now 147 words. I kid you not. We did 150 word poem with 1 letter words. And it was, to be honest, most of the poems that people read out loud were about rats and cats, okay? Yes. Something like this. I don't know how the fuck we did it, but believe it or not, every group stands up, and then the little piglets come again, right? And they count the words. So I kid you not, we're there for like 20 minutes, counting the words of what poem has the most. And we win by 40 or something. We win, massive win, massive W. I said, okay, we won. That for sure compensates for the drug situation that we had with James, right? And they said, okay, guys, wait at the end of the interview. You will guys have your prize. I said, all right, well, maybe they thought we took it serious. Maybe that's what they're judging us from. I said, okay, can we get to the fucking interview already? Can we get to the interview? Well, don't be too happy soon. Because then they said, the lights close, right? Of the cinema close. Peggy's still there. And the little piglets come again. They come again with 4D glasses. So they, you know, these fucking glasses with the red thingy and the blue thingy, the paper glasses. So now everyone is getting these fucking stupid ass glasses, right? And it's just like 100 of us, right? And I'm just there, sitting there with my fucking shitty glasses, yeah? Of course, the fucking James still there with his stupid shitty glasses, and his head is so fucking big that the glasses looks like they're gonna explode because they don't fit him. And then she says, okay, now we're gonna watch a small fragment of a movie with immersive 4D cinema, right? I was like, all right, whatever the fuck. And after that, we're gonna make a role play. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with English people. They love role playing on their interviews. I have another story about this where I had to role play with a 60-year-old woman about selling a dress. That's for a different story, okay? A different story, okay? So it's a jump interview, Misha. So basically, Piggy leaves for a second, yeah? The lights close, and it's one of those cinemas where things fucking move, and there's like super sockers that throw water at you from time to time. Like it's like every time there's like an explosion, it's like just water at your face and shit. And again, we watch, I kid you not, a 15-minute fragment of Fast and Furious, whatever the fuck the Fast and Furious movie, the one where the car goes through a building and goes into another building in Abu Dhabi. Whatever that Fast and Furious is, the 8th one, whatever the fuck it is, we watched that in 4D for 15 minutes, right? And I can fucking hear James breathing next to me, and it's fucking disgusting. Right? So we're watching the fucking thing, and I'm going, and every time the Dwayne Johnson appears, or whatever the fuck, you know, it's like 4D is like this, you know, it moves, like your chair moves. You know, it's like, yeah, whatever the fuck, yeah. So then they finish. They grab the 4D. They grab the 4D glasses again. They grab the 4D glasses, and then Mr. Piggy says, "Okay, now you're gonna make groups of 10. Yeah, you're gonna make groups of 10, and you're gonna have to prepare a theater play where some of you are gonna be members of the Cine Club Club, the Cineworld Club." Where they basically get, they don't have to pay for extra, you know, they don't have to pay extra to get the 3D glasses or whatever the fuck, the 4D glasses. And basically we had to do a role play where some of us would try to convince the others that they should join the Cineworld Club because it's a really good deal. It was like a sales pitch, right? So again, I don't know, they mix up the groups here because they noticed that this group is kind of smart, aside from James, right? So they separate me from my bro. My bro, they take it away from me. And they give me some fucking retards from the other groups, right? And I'm trying to organize something, right? I'm like, bro, guys, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna roleplay like blah, blah, blah? And then there's a girl who's just like super hyper, and it's just like, whatever, you just let her take it over, right? You know? We end up doing keep in mind, this is 100 people. So there's like 10 different theater groups. And they make us go in front of the stage, in front of everyone, to perform whatever the fuck we practice in 15 minutes. Where it's something along all the theaters and the role plays are basically the same. Oh, what a great movie! I wish I could watch it in 4D. Wait, are you not part of the Cineworld Club? I'm part of it, and I get the glasses for free. Wait, really? And how expensive it is? It's only $10.99 a month. Wow! How so much value? How can I join? You can come to Cineworld, basically like this. Everyone, 5 minutes each. I think I am so done at this point that my apportation, because we're like 10 people, right? I think I think I'm playing the role of the guy who's at the ticket station, and I'm saying something along the lines that, here's your tickets. Hope you enjoy the movie, you know? Okay, so again, this part is so fucking blurry to me. This part I don't at this point I was like losing my fucking mind. I don't really remember. All I remember is this happened very fast for me. I don't know. All I know, we all did the fucking theaters. We all went up front. I just remember everyone looking at I don't know. People were enjoying it, bro. What the fuck is wrong with them? I wanted to kill myself, right? More than before the interview, right? So it was like a multiplier for that. Okay, and I said, well, we finished the fucking role plays. Everyone sits. Piggy says, oh, thank you, everyone. We've seen a lot of enthusiasm. And then the fucker, I kid you not, says, well, guys, thank you, everyone, for coming to the interview. You will hear the results in a week or so. I hope you guys had fun, and I hope you guys get the job, and you can now exit the room. Oh, by the way, the group who won the poem, could you please come here? You guys have won a ticket to watch a movie for free. And I'm just despair. I'm just like, bro, at this point, I don't feel my feet all I want to, like, I don't feel, I like, all I see is Piggy, like, in slow motion, like I feel like I'm on fucking Normandy, you know, on Saving Private Ryan, and all I see is James staring at me, fucking Piggy, eyebrows in slow motion, like she's about to take off, like some sort of Leonardo da Vinci aircraft. Like, I swear to God, like, it was literally the end, you know, the end of Fight Club, where the buildings are just exploding and they're just there. That's literally how I felt, right? And I kid you not, the fucking Piglet comes and hands me a free ticket for a movie. And I remember, like, the following minutes being extremely depressing. And I remember exiting the cinema. This was at a very low point in my life. Keep that in mind. And I just remember, like, going back to the tube. Going back to the tube, you know, sitting in my little, you know, imagine this is the tube and this is like the chairs, and I'm just there sitting, right, in the tube, commuting back home with my shitty shirt, looking at the fucking ticket. And I remember when I exit the tube, I throw the ticket into the trash can. And I went back home, and I don't know. Yeah, I never got a call back. And I remember throwing, like, looking at the ticket, the entire, looking at the people, looking at the ticket, feeling like, what the fuck have I, like, what am I doing with my life? What is fucking happening? And I remember I throw this, I throw the ticket in. I didn't even want the ticket anymore, you know. I don't know. It was like a, yeah. I don't think I have ever felt more small and insignificant in my life. Like, I don't know how to explain it. What am I talking about, Lupina? I'm talking about the job interview I had in London. Yeah. Yeah, that's the story. And I remember, guys, this was all to sell popcorn. And keep in mind, a year prior to this, I have premiered my movie as a director in that same cinema, right? So it was yeah, I remember, I don't know, I remember getting into my flat and my flatmates asking, how was the job interview? And I went straight to my room. It was bad. Yeah, that yeah, it was bad. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the story of my super interview.